This one from Pro Football Focus. Potential landing spots for free agent linebackers. Now they have Sione Takitaki potentially leaving the Browns, going to the Cardinals or the Saints. They draw the connection. Joe Woods, defensive coordinator for the Saints. Of course, he was here with the Browns. Anthony Walker, potential landing spots, Chiefs and the Buccaneers. They draw the correlation to Drew Tranquill, who played so well for the Chiefs in their playoff run this year. And they have the Browns' potential landing spot for Jordan Hicks. They say Hicks crossed paths with Jim Schwartz and the Eagles at the beginning of his career, could be a veteran replacement for the departing Anthony Walker. Sione Takitaki would be a good pairing with the wrecking ball that is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I think the Browns would probably like to have Sione Takitaki back, but he might very well get a decent payday. He played really well and showed some versatility, I think was the big thing too.
Yeah, I am really interested to see if he comes back. I do think between the two of them, between Sione Takitaki and Anthony Walker, that Takitaki in my eyes would be the guy more likely to come back. You know, I thought last year when Anthony Walker Jr. had just gone through the injury, the way he was talking to me was different. When we talked to him on Locker Cleanout Day this year, it just sounded to me like a guy who accepted that he probably wasn't going to be here next year. And I do think, you know, that linebacker room has been pretty stable the last few years. And I think ultimately it is JOK's room now. I think the way he played towards the end of the year, this is what they always envisioned, right? And linebackers really are not super important in this Jim Schwartz scheme. So I would be, you know, surprised or if it stood pat basically as a room. I think there might be a handful of new faces in there and maybe they bring Takitaki back. Because he has really improved here. I think he played well in that Jim Schwartz system. He has some similar traits to JOK. I think he's proven that he can stay on the field just about every down if you need him to. So I'm definitely curious. I think that room on the defensive side of the ball could potentially see the most shakeup depending on what happens with some of their free agent linemen as well.
Yeah, and finding the connection to Jim Schwartz in free agency is certainly a way to connect the dots. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a linebacker later. I wouldn't expect them to do it in the second, third round, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take one later. And I know they like Mumad Diabate as well. He, you know, when he got on the field in special teams, he played well, and he played well in the preseason.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times that playing well on special teams for the Browns has been a key to guys developing and seeing time later. Like DeAnthony Bell is a prime example. He's been one of their core special teamers now the last 2 years. So when that safety room got decimated with injuries, he stepped in. He didn't miss a beat. I think the coaches were ready to give him that opportunity. So maybe Diabate, he has some other guys on that roster who have followed a similar path. Ronnie Hickman's another one, right? Same thing. Good special teamer. He performed well when they needed him. So he's seen examples of it. So I definitely think that's a possibility too. Maybe we'd see more of a chance for him.